there, welcome back to my channel, Elaine's Purposeful Corner. In this episode, I think I'm just going to go over generic astrology and how you can use astrology to kind of give you a general summary of who you are, kind of a lean towards what you can look at in your astrology chart to help you narrow down what your purpose is, or general theme of what your purpose in this lifetime is. I am not your guru. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life, but I will kind of just lean you maybe into some direction, or kind of just shine light in some place maybe you've not looked into before. So before further ado, let's go. All right, so let's get started. So we start with Aries. Aries is a fire sign. Aries is number 1. They're the first sign in the zodiac wheel, and they are characterized by the ram. So you know they are heading out of that the gates full force, ready to get started. They are, again, number 1. They always portray themselves as the best because they are the best. Can be a little cocky sometimes in the males, and the females very headstrong, very assertive, very positive, and they generally kind of, very positive, assertive, and know where they're going, or want to know where they're going. It's a cardinal sign, so they're naturally a starter. So other cardinal signs are Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer, but this one leads the way in cardinal. What are some of the other personality types of Aries? Very headstrong, depending on if they've got some Taurus in them. Very headstrong, very me-oriented. A lot of the things they do in their lives are meant to raise them up or give them excitement and adventure, and they're definitely the discovery pioneers. That's the word I'm looking for. The pioneers of the zodiac, ready to start projects. They're starters, but not usually completers. So great at starting, not the best completing. Not the best at completing. I can speak. Okay, next on the zodiac line is Taurus. Taurus is it's an earth sign. It's the second sign in the zodiac wheel. It is characterized by the bull. So this sign is, they're headfast, they're stubborn. They like what they like, how they like it. They like comfort, home, all things stable. Actually, a lot of them are very big in the home, material things, possessions. They just love all things dealing with the earth. So they could also be really into gardening, anything that has to do with stability of the earth. Stability. They're the most stable friend you will ever find. Again, I'm making generalizations here because this is just sun in this sign. Of course, if you have Taurus in other places, Moon, Mercury, they would provide a different flavor. But right now I'm just going to be some sun in Taurus. They make loyal friends, and they are just generally very headstrong, have opinions, don't always vocalize them, but they are very strong in that opinion, and just energy, very strong and stuck. Next sign after that is the Gemini. It's characterized by the twins. Geminis are naturally very playful, creative folk, chatty. They're characterized by the communicator. It's also characterized by the third house. So anyways, essentially Geminis are very chatty, very always looking to gather knowledge. Very smart people. They may be chatty, but they're not empty. They're very smart. Very brilliant minds, but again, short attention span, but always engaging. They're your neighbor who always wants to find out what you're up to. They are just that person who's in the thick of what's happening. They know what's happening in news, pop culture. Yeah, just generally knowledgeable about media and things of that nature. Chatty as hell. If they're not chatty, then they've got other signs nearby, but they are chatty. Fourth sign in the zodiac wheel is Cancers. Cancers are more homey, mother. It's characterized by the mother. They're emotional sign, naturally very emotional and sensitive. They're sensitive to their environment, sensitive to people's moods and emotions. They're like a little sensitive sponge. They can be very stuck in their ways, but very family oriented. They love their mothers. We all love our mothers, but they love them even more. And just, yeah, characterized by the fourth house. Fourth house is also very mother and home oriented. But yes, there are your water loving sign. Next sign after this is the fifth one, and fifth one is characterized by Leo, which is the sun or the lion. They are the proud sign in the zodiac. They are the lion, very prideful, very, yeah, the term that comes to my mind is they love to shine, and they are prideful people. You'll see these are the personalities that want to be seen. A lot of people in Hollywood have this sign, so they need to be in a spotlight, need to be on a stage somewhere, and they need to be seen. They need to shine their light on society and the world in some capacities. It doesn't have to be on stage, it can be in their corporations. They want to be seen as the best. So we're similar to Aries, but anyways. That's number 5, that's Leo. Number 6 is Virgo. Virgo is, when I say this, they're very much like very particular, A-type personality. They're detail oriented, can be very nitpicky when it comes to how they want things done, how they want the world around them. Very organized. Oh my god. So I think because they're very focused on details, they notice things and they see the trees instead of the forest, so they see the details. And these people can make really great analytical anything because they are great thinkers, very organized in their mental capacity. Again, depending on what else is in their chart, if you have a lot of Virgo, you are naturally very Virgo. You tend to be very organized. So this is something that comes very natural to you because you're able to focus on details. That's your strength. Okay, so after the Virgo, we have a lot of Virgo. You tend to be very organized. So this is something that comes very natural to you because you're able to focus on details. That's your strength. Okay, so after the Virgo, we have the 7th sign, which is Libra. Libra is characterized by the scales. So they're a sign that's naturally very balanced, poised, aesthetically oriented. They're ruled by Venus. And Venus is characterized by Aphrodite, who was a goddess of love and all things, aesthetically pleasing. So Libras naturally are very aesthetically pleasing. Funny enough, a lot of Libras are also very business oriented. So in business, you kind of have to be very diplomatic and see, both sides, everyone's sides. So Libras do make good entrepreneurs because they know how to relate well with other people. Funny, I read this somewhere that the scale actually is representative of a scale that was a merchant's scale. So someone who was in the market holding up the scales, not so much scales for law, which you see a lot in astrology, but I thought that was interesting because a lot of Libras are great entrepreneurs. What else? So yes, Libras, they're known for being very relationship oriented, so very much me versus other, or me and the other. So they make really great partners usually because they're very in tune with what the other wants. They live for relationships. A lot of them are like serial relationship people. You can find them in multiple marriages, multiple partnerships. Partnership is a huge part of a Libra's life. In terms of occupation and life purpose, a lot of them should definitely look into anything to do with counseling, relating with others, giving advice. They're great at giving advice. And again, depending on what other signs are in their chart, you can be able to make up that decision faster. So yes, Libra is very big on the other, and balance, aesthetic, being in environments that are very balanced. Yeah, they're diplomats, very easily can see both sides of any argument or any conflict. What else can I say about, yeah, usually they're people pleasers in the best word of the sense, the best way of thinking it. They're people pleasers, but that can also be seen as, you know, negative. You need to find your own strength in who you are as well. So that's Libra, number 7. Number 8 is Scorpio. So Scorpios, this sign gets a lot of bad rap. I don't know why, but Scorpios are the deep, I don't say deep thinkers, but they're more the truth seekers. They want to unearth the real behind things. They want to see they want to unroot everything. They want to know why, you know, why we do things this way, or they're big on psychology, so they're very big on why people do what they do. The motives behind people. It's a very Scorpion topic. Naturally very deep thinkers. It's characterized by Pluto, which is a planet of the underworld. So again, this is a sign that most likely will dabble in topics such as the occult, taboo sciences, taboo arts, anything taboo. They like, not so much in the sense of Aquarius, which I'll mention later, but in the sense of the stuff no one likes to talk about. So yes, topics such as the tarot, occult sciences, anything that maybe historically has been seen as taboo, or you know, that not many people like talking about, that they want to unearth and get the truth about. They're the truth seekers. In terms of calling, yeah, a lot of the people in this sign should definitely look into anything that relates to people's psychology. I've seen oncology, people who are in cancer, anything, jobs related to death, such as forensic sciences, dealing with seniors, senior homes. It's a complex sign, but yes, in terms of higher calling, definitely someone who wants to know the truth. Investigators, PIs, you know, things of that nature would interest a typical Scorpio, someone with a lot of Scorpio energy in their astrological chart. Of course, again, you can't just judge someone based on their sun sign. You need to find an astrologer to give you more information about the other signs in their chart. All right, number 9 would be Sagittarius. Now, this is a sign that I naturally I'm drawn towards because I have an ascendant in Sagittarius, and I do draw a lot of Sagittarians in my life. Sagittarians are very expansive thinkers. They're the big whys. They want to know the ultimate why. You know, why are we here? What is the big purpose? They're really interested in things like world religions, beliefs, the glue of what makes us all human. Why is a big question that they do ask. But traditional astrology mentions also that they're really big on higher learning. A lot of them do end up going into higher learning, such as in the physical sense, such as masters, PhDs, higher learning traditionally. But that could also translate as, you know, those who ask the big questions, expansive questions, philosophy, world beliefs, things that really kind of make the world smaller, right? Concepts that are similar across all humanity, not just one group of people. So that's Sagittarius. They're ruled naturally by Jupiter. Jupiter is a sign of the guru, the person who you go to for advice, and all things expansive. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, so it is characterized by bigness, large, expansive thinking, expansive ideas. On your astrological charts, wherever it is, usually tells you where you see big things, or which house also. Again, you'd have to go into the details of that, but where you are most expansive, or where you put a lot of energy also sometimes. So yes, Sagittarians are very big thinkers, can be sometimes add weight because whatever they are, things expand. They want everything in a large, lavish way. That's probably why they get along really well again with Leos and Aries, who usually love that fire, expansive, big, bold energy. Yeah, so Sagittarius, number 9. Number 10 is Capricorn. So Capricorns are your taskmasters. These are the people who, if you know one or two, a couple in your family, who are very great time managers, period. They love to manage and control their time, their lives, other people's lives, but they're great managers. They're ruled by the sign of Saturn. Saturn is a taskmaster planet. Our world is kind of ruled by Saturn in the sense that we have rules of conduct, order, structure, ways of conduct, ways of behaving, etc., etc. So someone with the sun sign of Capricorn naturally probably blends really well with the rules, really blends really well with society's structure, excels in these structures, probably found it very easy to climb up school, was really great about knowing their expectations, knowing what others' expectations were of them, and excelling in those expectations. That's a typical Capricorn. They naturally lean towards authority, lean towards those who have higher and proven authority, and again, they naturally lean towards structure. So structure gives them some kind of balance and peace in their lives. That's number 10. In terms of higher calling, Capricorns can make great military folk, managers, great managers, managing anything, business, managing their home, they're really well at managing things in society. I mean, you can literally take a Capricorn in any industry and they will find a way to climb to the top. I forgot to mention, the Capricorn is also ruled by the goat. The goat is an animal that climbs to the highest elevation. So Capricorn's very big on climbing to the highest rank and the highest elevation, and that kind of just gives them milestones to live and measure their lives on. So that's Capricorn. Then we have the 11th sign, which is Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is a planet of kind of destruction, breaking the mold. I always think of kind of like a firework, kind of just disrupting the status quo. Aquarius naturally does not like to stay within the lines of structure. It comes after Capricorn, so perhaps it has something to do with karma, but they naturally like to see the structure and then invent something new based on what's currently working to see if there are better ways of doing things. So I would suggest to most Aquarians to look towards where can they be a good innovator, maybe go join an innovative company or corporation that's moving things forward in terms of, say, human rights, in terms of social issues, in terms of, I mean, it could be anything, science. The sign naturally can see things outside of the box very easily. This comes very easily to them. And some of them are more maybe exhibitionists, maybe want to just kind of push the button just for the sake of pushing the button, but this is a sign that sees the future. They're visionaries. They see things as they are now and how they could be better in the future, or could be better, with change. So that's Aquarians. Then we have the 12th sign. So the sign is, it's a little bit also another sign that's gotten a lot of bad rap, but maybe because it's very nebulous. It's Pisces. Pisces is the 12th sign, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is the planet of it's very nebulous. It's a sign of illusion. It's a planet of illusion, planet of ethereal, things that we can't really touch or see or grasp in our hands. So traditionally it's things such as secluded places, imagination. It's a sign of, I see it more as a sign of the collective consciousness. So it's kind of like a sign that can tap into the collective. So in terms of calling, higher calling, Neptune can really blend in. They're like the chameleon. They can literally blend in wherever they see, not where they see structure, but where they can mimic, almost kind of like a chameleon, where they can fit in. So based on their desires and likes, they can honestly fit in anywhere, anywhere they desire. This sign is ruled by the fish. I guess in symbology, it's the two fishes going in opposite directions, and they are very slippery in the sense that, yeah, it's very hard to define what they are, because they can really literally be anything. They are all naturally very spiritual, and very tuned into a bigger picture, per se. Again, it depends on their birth chart, but they are, what's the word I'm looking for, very ethereal, very nebulous, very, it's non-tangible. They're tuned in and tapped into non-tangible space. A lot of them are really sensitive to their environment, sensitive to good music, sensitive to the mood of the environment, could be very emotional. It is a water sign like Cancer and Scorpio, so they are also very emotional folk, but again, very receptive. That's what I'm looking for. They're very receptive to their environment, and they can receive information from their immediate environment really well. And so that makes them actually very malleable. They can go anywhere and be anything in terms of calling. So it might be a little harder to narrow down what exactly their calling may be, but they're naturally someone they can blend in really well. Some are in acting, some are in the entertainment world. But again, you'd have to look at other signs in their astrological chart to be able to narrow down, pinpoint exactly what their calling is. But yes, those are the 12 signs of astrology related to purposeful callings, and the big why. I hope you enjoyed that lovely rendition and list of basic sun signs in astrology. In future episodes, I'll be going into moon sign, Venus, Mars, Mercury, your basic personal planets that tell you a little bit more about your chart, and perhaps I'll go into also the different conjunctions and the different aspects that planets can make in your personal chart, and how that can be useful. But in this channel specifically, I'll be leaning more towards how this all translates to your calling or purpose, because that's where my interest lies. But feel free to drop any suggestions that you may have for this channel. Are you interested in astrology? Are you interested to learn more about where to find purpose and calling in your astrological chart? Feel free to leave a comment below. I read all my comments, and I look forward to reading them. But until next time, I think I will call it a day for this one. I hope you enjoy your days. I hope your day is blessed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.